Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am not by myself. I'm actually joined by Trevor, OKS Gamer,
Hey guys.
and we're going to be talking about the Super X. This is more of like a review of the Super X and my time with it because I've had some hands-on with it for the past week outside of CES. I also have the Flow Z13, and that's the two most comparable devices right now in that category. And so we're going to talk about, the pros and cons of each device and, help you make a decision to the best information that we can give you of, which one's right for you. Well, let's start with the Super X because that's what people really want to hear. I mean, the Z13's been out for a year now, and then I think they just revamped it with like a 128. I think that's the only thing they changed is like a 128 version
And the
of it.
aesthetics of the Kojima.
Yes, the Kojima Special
Yeah.
Edition, which is
Yeah.
very
It's pretty cool.
expensive, I'm sure, but super
But
cool
yeah,
because we
very
did get to
expensive.
touch
Yeah.
that like I love I'm a sucker for limited edition, which like anybody who watches the channel knows I am a sucker. Got the cyberpunk Vituria glasses now added to little yellow box there. Yeah, I'm a
Nice.
sucker for limited edition. If it wasn't just like Kojima, but it was like a cyberpunk edition, like I'd be buying that. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about it. Like
I can imagine.
I would have to. I would have to
How
sell,
many
yeah, maybe
I'm
sell some
surprised you don't have
handhelds.
like another EVA edition of the F1
I
Pro. I'm
know.
surprised you didn't pick that one up.
I was very tempted. If that thing had an Oculink port on the F1 Pro, I probably would have picked that up. But when the X1 version came out, I mean, I got the other backplate on right now, but when the X1 version came out, oh, had to buy that one. But you know what? That's a comparable device to the Super X too. It's like a mini Super X. It's like a mini Flow
It's like
Z13.
their little
So
brother.
the little brother, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some comparisons of that a little bit here too. So we
Hmm.
have the Super X here. This is, the latest, greatest from Onexplayer that they've released. We have the Super V coming soon. Can't really share too many details about that, but we did get to see a little bit of that as well. But we have the detachable keyboard. So let's talk about the keyboard first.
Sure. Let's
What
do
are
it.
your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the keyboard? I mean, you got to play with the Z13 as well because I brought both devices, so we had them full on side by side.
Yeah, and I also like reviewed the Z13 like a while back, and they're similar, but there are a couple differences. Like they both do the like when you hook it on the bottom, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
like push it up so that it like goes to the bottom of the screen, like so it's at a
Yeah.
bit of an angle.
So hook
Uh,
it and then grab right
yeah,
there.
then put it up.
That's
Yeah,
the
so it does that
grab.
as well. So yeah, the keyboard like being able to like attach to the bottom is kind of cool. One thing I didn't like about it though is that it doesn't have a magnet at the top. Like when you close it, it
Yes.
just like flops open, which
So that's
kind of
that's
sad to
this.
see.
It's the mouth flap, right? And
Yeah,
it's the same on the X1. I'm not gonna do that again. Let's take off the back cover so I don't try to risk it holding that part. But if you're holding it, it's the same thing. Yeah, just pull that off for safety reasons because I tried to grab that earlier and it's too much time with the Z13 and the
yeah.
Super X that you try to just grab from from the kickstand. Don't do that. It's
No, don't do that.
it's a little scary. But when you go to the Z13, like you do have that magnet. Like you can, like it grabs on and it does the same thing where you have, the
Yeah,
attachment and then
prop it
it
up.
grabs at the bottom to prop it up. And that's a really nice like add-on to the
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah, and I think like it just makes it feel more premium, like in my opinion. Like it's a small thing, but like when you have it, it's like, ooh, it's a nice like
Yeah, that's the first thing I
attach. I was
checked.
like, yeah,
Yeah, I think you probably did too. It's like,
yeah, yeah,
and it dropped.
yeah,
But yes, it is a nice feature. Hopefully they do that in the future here because this is an upgraded keyboard from like the X1. It does feel like a
yeah,
better keyboard than the X1. The touchpad feels better than the X1 as well. The
yeah,
touchpad on the
definitely.
X1 is not very good.
It's kind of like the like. Did you try out the X1 Air?
No.
Okay, that had a few improvements. Like it had the backlight
Okay.
keyboard keys and
Yeah.
just a couple small things. This one feels like basically a giant X1 Air, but like with a few other improvements. Like so the trackpad's obviously like bigger.
Hmm.
Felt a little more responsive. Like I found on the X1, sometimes it feels like you're like, how can I say it? Like there's like resistance, if that makes sense, like for your finger,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
that's fair.
grippy.
Sure.
That makes
A little
sense.
bit
I don't know.
less slide for your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and also the keys. I found the keys on the Z13 to be like just a little bit more satisfying. The material as well. I found the material on the Z13 to be a little bit. Oh, my voice is cracking here. The Z13 to be like a little bit more like, yeah, I don't know, just satisfying. Like they
Hmm.
both have a little bit of flex to them, like when you're pushing the keys, like if you push hard. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't mind
It's
that.
a
It
more
doesn't bother me.
sturdy, like, but the
Yeah.
Z13 is a more compact unit a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
Whereas we've got 14 inches on the Super X versus the 13 inch on the Z13. So when you're talking about the keyboard, yeah, it's more sturdy on the Z13 because it's a more compact keyboard, just like the X1 keyboard's pretty sturdy too because it's more compact. So we've got a stretched out keyboard um, with this, but we also have RGB lighting on the keys, which we don't have on the X1. So that's another bonus on the actual
Yeah.
keyboard is we're starting to get, those extra features. So it's nice to see where they're going with this.
Definitely. And it also like being like a little bit larger, like we'll get to it later, but like just to note, like the kickstands,
Hmm.
definitely different between the two. But yeah, sticking with the keyboard, it's I don't know, like I would say like that's a win for the Z13 in my opinion.
Yeah, the Z13 has the more premium feel keyboard, but this is a good step up from the X1.
Oh,
So if you know what to
100%.
expect
Yeah.
for the X1, this is a step up from the keyboard. So like they're going in the right direction here, and getting that magnetized would be even better. So let's pivot over to the kickstand because you mentioned it. And on this one, of course, again, we have a longer device. And it's a similar kickstand to the X1 because I saw Gigi's X1 Air, the not the
I have the
X1
X1 Air
regular,
here
but
too,
the
actually.
X1 Air. It's like the same. It's got that red
You want me to pull that one
metal on
out?
it. Yeah, pull it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we didn't think of this sooner, but here's the X1 Air.
Yep. And it is
Yeah,
similar. It
very
has that
similar.
gap, right? It has a gap, but it's off to the
Yeah.
side. Yours is just
Oh, I'm
like
trying to
off
get
to
my
the
light
side.
there. There we go.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw
very,
it
very
briefly.
similar. Except you don't have these like little lights on the side.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's like a red bar on the side. It's the same material. I'm sure of it. It's just extended. So this is it's still a thinner metal, and it is like still metal, but it has a bend. Like there's a bend on
Where
this
I
one. Does
don't
yours?
actually have a bend on mine. Like,
Because it's a
it's pretty
shorter
solid.
panel,
Yeah.
right? It's probably
Yeah.
the same thickness, but they've just extended this out all the way. And so that gives it more of that, bend on
What you
here.
don't get on here is you don't get like the bend up keyboard. It's just flat.
Okay, now radius though, like look at the bend on this. Like you go almost all the way with this kickstand.
Look at this one. This one's insanity.
Yeah, like yeah, like the bend radius is crazy.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
I
here's
look
that's
at,
pretty. Oh,
yeah,
that's
no,
crazy too.
it goes like all the way. I'm sure it's the same thing. And like the hinges are really sturdy on it. So it does feel like it feels solid. Any angle that you use, it's gonna go. But if you're at the Z13, you're
Oh, yeah,
at
you're kind of capped.
you're capped, but I mean it's
Still
still a decent
decent.
cap. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
doesn't go as
It's a little bit more
aggressive, but
sturdy, I think, if I remember correct.
there's less bend on this, but again, it's a shorter panel. If I'm talking about the actual hinges though, these ones feel tighter on the Super
Oh,
X
okay.
than the Z13. Like these are still good hinges, like quality hinges, but the hinges are like tighter on this. So like when you're
Uh-huh.
positioning here, like I could probably push down and it would go. Like not, but if I push down, I'd really
Yeah.
have to push down. Like I might dig into the table pushing down on this one because it's pretty aggressive. But we also have like almost like a not like a I don't know, rubbery plastic kind of line
Yeah.
on the Z13, whereas I'm sure you see it with yours as well. It's just metal. It's just metal right
Yeah,
at the
that I'm
bottom.
not a fan of.
Yeah, so you have to be careful not to scratch anything either that you're sitting it on or scratch your device on whatever you're putting it on. And so that's something to be aware of for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
From the back of it, though, you can see, there's two fans. You have the RGB. You also, if you have a liquid cooling version, there's that little nub here for the liquid cooling. If you don't have the liquid cooling version, you won't have that. But there's a little magnetic cover that goes over top of it. So, from actual thickness, they're like pretty similar overall.
Yeah, it looks
But you have
pretty much
that
the
little,
same to me.
you've got
Yeah,
that
except
little
for the little
edge.
nub. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you do have that coming out of there, but on the back of the flow, I mean, you've got like one fan. Oh no, wait, hold on. Yeah, we've got
Okay,
two
that's two
vents.
fans. Yeah.
We've got two fans. Forget that. I'm clearly losing it. This is what happens when you spend too much time with the Super X and then you go back to the Flow Z13. So we still have some like good ventilation on both devices. I did some testing with the fan noise though, and we couldn't really tell at CES. Like from the side by side in the areas that we were testing in, you couldn't really tell about the fan noise between the two. But just testing them solo without the Frost Bay, like a high pitch. It's like a higher pitch
On
on
the
the Super
Z13?
X, on
On
the
the Super
Super
X.
X.
Ah.
And
So
so I
like
did
more
a
of like a
short,
whine or a whistle?
like more of a like a whistle, like a higher
Okay.
pitch. Like
Yeah,
it,
that's not great.
it reminded me of the Legion Go, and that
Oh yeah.
drove me
Yeah.
nuts. Like, but I replaced the backplate on that, so there was more air hole ventilation. So it might just be because you see how small these holes are that the intake is coming in versus the size of the holes on. And see, it all comes down to the hole size. This
Having big
is
holes, yep.
like, look how big those holes are on the Z13 versus like the tiny, like there's just like tiny little specked holes on the Super X. So
Mm-hmm.
when I changed out the backplate to like a 3D printed one with bigger holes on the Legion Go, it got rid of that high pitch.
Okay. I
I
mean,
actually think it's the way the fans hit those little holes, like the way the air is flowing into those little holes that makes that higher pitch.
yeah, that
I
could
mean,
be.
maybe I'm losing my mind. If I am, tell me in the comments, but I
Yeah,
think there's a correlation.
just take a Dremel and just hack it up.
Yeah, just make bigger speed holes in the back.
Yeah.
Get those bullet
Uh
holes in there, right? It makes the car go faster. But it is a different sound. And like when you go from the Z13, it's a more intense sound. Like it's more of like like a power intense sound, but it's at a softer tone. And the Super X is like the higher pitch but less intense. So it's like the trade-off of what you want. But then you have the Frost Bay. And the Frost Bay is a softer sound with the
yeah.
fan,
Does
and
that help with the fans going down a bit? Like,
you can reduce the fan curves and you can drop that down. You don't have to go as high of a TDP. Like you don't have to go to the 120 watt TDP if you don't need to, but the cooling will help reduce the
y-
amount of,
if you're
yeah.
working with Frostbite, you got to hit 120.
You got to hit the 120. All right, we got to push it
Yep.
when you get to Frost Bay.
Push it. Push it to the limit all the time.
The thermals are good though, because I tested between the two devices, and the heat on the Z13 was significantly higher. Like not but it was noticeable. Let's go and say significantly, but it was noticeably higher than how the Super X was doing with the liquid cooling. Even without the
Yeah.
liquid cooling, it was still higher on the Z13, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe we have a better cooling solution, or maybe it's just the size difference. Like
Could
it's
be.
like an inch, but makes a difference.
Yeah, but the smaller
Yeah.
holes, I don't know.
I don't know. What are you gonna do about them?
Nothing. Make bigger holes. Let's talk about the actual panel. So we have the AMOLED panel in the Super X, and then we have like extra high glare.
Yeah,
um,
like super
a
glare when we were trying to
super
record it.
glare. It was
Yeah,
very
it was
hard to
bad.
record with that screen, but it looks beautiful. Like it's a beautiful display. We have the IPS display on the Z13. I have a matte cover on here right now. That's why you've got no glare.
Yeah.
But I just swapped to the matte one. I mean, in the video that I did, they had both, the glossy screens to see like a side by side in full brightness. But how do you feel about the panel? Like, is the OLED worth it? Do you stick with the IPS? Like, does it
Yeah,
matter?
honestly, like yeah, like I remember comparing the two side by side, and like on the video that we recorded, like it's really hard to showcase it because like the lighting was kind of trash at the hotel. But like when you're actually just looking at it, like there's a clear difference. Like, and I mean obviously it's like when you're going from AMOLED to like an IPS display, like you can expect a big difference. Like it was a lot better, like a lot more vibrant. The darks were like a lot darker, and yeah, just overall I would say like high quality, like a higher color quality. But the Z13 though, it's no slouch because like that display is pretty impressive. Like, it's got like was like a like pretty. I can't remember what the specs were, like 1 millisecond response time, or like it was like
It's
really
a quick response time on there. You
yeah.
still have a higher refresh rate because you have 180 hertz versus the 120 hertz on the AMOLED, which 120 is still good and it goes up to 1800p. Like it's still I'm just slapping your mic over there.
Slap me. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
it still goes to like a high enough 120 is still good, like for a refresh
Yeah.
rate. But the 180 is really nice as well. Like I like having that higher refresh rate. It's really good for like
Hmm.
FPS shooters. Like if you can get
Yeah.
at that higher level, it is pretty sweet.
Honestly, I think it just really comes down to like, what do you want? Do you want like a little bit more vibrant colors, or do you want that like higher refresh panel and a little bit faster response time? Really, like I don't think you can go wrong with either one here. Like they're both like the IPS display is still nice.
It is still
It's
nice.
just yeah, it's just not going to have quite the same like vibrance that you'll get.
It's a different pop. It's the same thing when
Yeah,
you grab the F1 Pro the first time with the OLED and you're like, wow, this is the nicest 7-inch screen I think
yeah,
I've ever seen.
yeah,
But like the Ally screen and the,
yeah,
the Win 5 screen, they're still nice screens, but there is like a pop
yeah. That
when you see,
OLED just
yeah,
yeah,
it also just
so
like
good
burns your eyeballs
in a good way, in the best possible way.
in the best possible way.
Yeah,
But like it's very bright. Like
yeah,
that it is a bright display for sure. And so if you're in like a out in the sun or something like that or on the deck in the summer, whatever, you're
yeah.
going to be able to see your panel a lot better on the OLED one. Like if you plan on being more
You're
in a
you're
highlight.
talking like any of us see grass or touch grass. Like
We touch grass just so that we can, like sit on the deck, feet on the grass, but then you're still playing your games. You're still
yeah,
not looking at the surroundings. You're just like,
yeah. Get
trying
out
to
of the
get some
basement,
fresh
and just
air.
hiss
Yeah.
at the sun. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Still stay in some shade, but
Yeah,
maybe touch some grass. But
yeah,
even if you're in some shade in a sunny day, like it's hard to see some of those displays, like some of those IPS
yeah.
displays.
Well, the thing is with the
And
glossy display of the
yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be tough times.
but you can put a matte screen, like I have that film on the Z13 and that can help for sure. But the film is hard to put on. There's no matte like screen protectors that are glass for these types of devices. That just doesn't really exist. There's only like film.
Yeah, and it's like such a like custom, like such a niche
Yeah,
device.
it's such a nice device. It's hard to find like accessories and stuff for things
Yeah,
like this. Even for the Z13, it's hard to find accessories. Like there's a sticker on the back of this, like a custom sticker. There's one brand that does that. And
really.
I don't know. Well, we might see some, pop up in on AliExpress and stuff for the Super X. We might start to see some of that.
I
Could
promise you,
be.
you're gonna see some like imitation, like Kojima editions
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, for sure. For some
soon to
skins.
show up on Nelly's channel. Yeah,
I mean, if they have some cyberpunk cool ones, I would do that too. And just slap those on
yeah,
my Z13 for sure. Now, one of the bigger differences, and not like the screen is a big difference, but the other really big difference for me is the NVMe.
yes.
How do
Having
you
a
feel about that?
2280.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I prefer that. Obviously, as you have more options. The issue though is it's like a two-edged sword here, because
hmm
yes, you have this option, but upgradability is very, very, very limited. Because it's
We're
not
talking about
easy to get this open.
probably. I think you probably have to take off both panels. That's what you have to do for the X1, and it's likely the same here. Like even
Yeah,
under
I think
here,
so.
there's a few screws. There's probably, the X1 has screws also stashed under like this strip as well. And then we also have screws that you add in, the liquid cooling spot. Now we have screws there. I don't even know what it looks like with the liquid cooling on the inside.
Who knows?
Who
And like,
knows? Like once you get in there.
yeah, I'm not even sure like with such an expensive device that I'd want to, unless I had like replacement parts.
Even like taking it off, you'd probably have to pull off the O-rings
Yeah,
on the edges because it's such a tight like CNC machined back.
such a tight fit.
Yeah, that you would probably scrape the O-rings, like just pulling it off, just because
Yeah,
it seems like it's a little bit wider. Like the O-rings are a little bit wider because it's such a tight fit. on the back. So for changing out the SSD, not ideal, but we do have the mini SSD option as well, if you can get your
Yeah,
hands on one.
we forgot to mention that in my video.
We did
So
forget to mention that in your
if
video.
you popped over for the Apex and the Win 5, yes, it has a mini SSD.
But those both have mini SSDs. So that's like
Yeah,
a
both of them. Yeah,
comparable feature at least. So not like a big deal to miss, but it's still like for those two it's comparable. But for these two, no, you've
yeah.
got micro SD, 2230. But the 2230, like
It doesn't get more
crazy
accessible than
easy. Yeah,
that.
like it's just this
Yeah,
little door. You just unscrew this and then pop it out, put a new one in, screw it back in, and you're done. Like it's the easiest swap possible. That would have been really sweet to see on this for the 2280. Like
yeah,
Onexplayer's got to do that on a revision. Like you just got to give us a door, but I think it's probably hidden underneath the fans. Like to be honest, it's probably like deep
yeah. That's
deep
like what
under
we had
there.
with what we had with the Apex is it's under the fan, you know.
Yeah, and even the
Not that it's
X1,
super
yeah,
inaccessible, but like at least with the now we're talking about handhelds. Like we just can't help ourselves, you know.
can't help herself. Love the
Handheld
handhelds.
gamers to the core, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that is something that One X tends to do is put it underneath the fan. So
Yeah, well, the Mini though, the X1 Mini, we
yeah.
had it easily accessible in that little door, but that was a 2230 for that one.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But that was
Kind of
really
wish they kept
cool.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah, I wish they kept doing that. Just stash it underneath the kickstand and like give us that easy access to swap it out so that you don't, open your device and ruin your warranty. And I say open your device and ruin your I'm gonna open up my Apex when I get it.
all you need is a little hair dryer, and you can pull that sticker right off, and you're
Yeah.
good to go. I have like a little
Yeah.
sheet of like these warranty stickers. Not that like whatever. Uh, you know, that
Wow.
way I could. Well, I take it
Wow.
off and I just
Everybody
put
heard
it
it
there.
here. Yeah.
All
He's
right.
got extra warranty
Don't tell One
stickers.
X. Yeah.
Make sure you clip this and put it everywhere. This guy's up to no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's a big deal. Like having the option to be able to expand, and that mini SSD gives us over 3,000 megabits per second for like
I think
read
so. Yeah.
write. And so that can run AAA games. You don't want to run AAA games on a micro SD. Just don't do it. That's a bad time. Like that, you
Yeah.
just never should do that. Um, yes, you can get extra storage. You can put your files and stuff on there, so that helps, alleviate having to put files on your precious, precious space of your regular drive. But it also makes you like rethink, what size do I want to buy of device to have that bigger 2280 or like because
Because
of
it's like
the
I'd be hesitant to open it, and I mod
yeah,
everything. You
for
know,
sure.
like I get a new device, and it's like day one. I'm like, what's inside here? And then I pop it open and take a look inside. And with this one, I'm like, I haven't touched my X1. I'm like, nope, that's where I'm drawing the line.
Well, and I did touch Max one, but I bought extra decors. So they had the extra
Yeah.
decors on the website. They won't have those yet for Super X, but I imagine they'll probably be in there in like a month or two.
Yeah. Then it's worth
Um,
it.
yeah, and then you know what, you can
Yeah.
try it out at least. But like the odds of I broke one out of the two because when you are doing the first one, it's like a learning curve a little bit to get that off. And then you kind of figure it out by the second one, and you might not break your second one. But it's good to have a backup because otherwise you have nothing to put on for the back there. And we still have RGB on the back of the Z13 if we're comparing like RGB. There's that little panel on the back
I
here
actually really like
of
that little
glass.
window.
It looks cool. It's like just like a sleek
Yeah.
little window.
Yeah.
And again, we've got the Super X, like it lights up across here. This little clear triangle, that one lights up too. So we've got some RGB back there as well. And from a port standpoint, like we have the special DC, like there's like a squared DC that's I think the same as the G14 adapter. On the Z13, we have the HDMI port. We have two Thunderbolt 4 ports, the regular USB port, and then a headphone jack.
Hmm.
And then, I mean, on here we've got the DC port, which the Slim Cube charger works with. I'll link that in the description. That's the one I've been using because the brick that we have right now is an Aussie brick. I was corrected by Beardy and someone else commented that it
Oh,
was an
really?
Aussie. I thought it was a European brick. The ones that we have right now are Aussie bricks. So that's a little fun fact. I didn't know that. So we
I'm
still
assuming you have the
really,
same one as me.
yeah, it's the same one. It's the exact
Yeah.
same one. Yes, because you're still using the same adapter. So it's the same one. This one has the exact same amount of ports, but otherwise you have that round DC, which like that's the default on the Slim Q, whereas I have like a little adapter that I can actually use the Slim Q with both of them. It's
Oh, nice.
yeah, so then when I have them at this side by side, I'm just like swapping out the little end
Let's see this
to
cord. Is it handy?
oh,
Like,
it's not that
is it
handy. No,
readily? Oh, you got it.
it's up in my other gaming station right now, but it's just a little short end, and I can link that in the description too. But it's just a little end, so you can use that for the Z13 or you can use it for this. But the actual length of the actual like the full length of the cable with the brick is 10 feet.
Okay, it's a little better
10
than this
feet.
45-inch one, or what do we got?
Yes. So
45,
like
was it 45 inches? Or 40, yeah.
45, 46, yeah. 45, 46 inches.
Yeah. I guess that's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but like 10 feet?
Yeah, that's next level.
That's next level. That's really giving you some
Yep.
room and extension to walk around with your device, or, if you're further from the plug. Yeah. But it's a great one that, is interchangeable between the two. But we have the same ports in both devices
Mm-hmm.
outside of having that mini SSD. That's the only difference from like an actual port standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a shortcut button to get into like changing the different power profiles on the Z13. There's the One X console shortcut on here. We still have the up and down volume buttons and the power button. The Z, well, the Super X actually has a finger touch.
Oh, does it?
I'm pretty sure,
I
right?
think the Z13 does it. Is Ethernet? I can't remember now. It's been a while.
No,
I
no.
know for sure it
It's
has
just a
like
button. It's just a
the.
regular button. There's no like
Is it
clear on
okay?
it. Yeah, it's just it looks the same as like the
Yeah.
rest of the side buttons. But this one I'm I'm not gonna put my fingerprint on it. So like, because this one's not
Yeah.
my device. This is Onexplayer's device. I'm not gonna like load my fingerprint into this. But I'm quite certain that that's a fingerprint reader on there, and that's pretty handy too, especially when the
Mm-hmm.
camera doesn't want to read you properly. Like,
Which is
which
like
I
every time.
yeah
Because I'm always in like a dark room. Like when I'm gaming, I'm like everything turns off, and I'm just like,
yeah.
you know,
It's
crunched
like, do
over
you
looking
want to
at my
improve
monitor.
this image? And you're like, okay. And then you go and look and you're like, oh, I look like that? Like,
Yeah.
and like, however the camera is processing, you're like,
It's like when you're looking at your phone and you got like the double chin and like
yeah. It's not a very flattering angle that it's grabbing your face.
yeah.
You're like, can we take a better shot? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, just glamour shot. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're like, I understand why
Yeah.
it's not reading my face. It's because I look better today than I did yesterday. Maybe I got more sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I still need to catch up.
between the two devices, like what do you pick right now? I mean, we have prices to factor in. We've got a device that's been here for a year. We have price inflation that's factored in. If you have a Z13, do you sell it and go race out and grab the Super X? Like, what do you do?
I think if you have a Z13, like I think you're fine. Like we've got the same APU, like we're gonna get similar performance. Obviously, you're gonna get a bump with the Super X with the Frost Bay if you decide to do that. But then you're attached to like I guess you'd have to really get the most of the Z13. You're gonna be plugged in anyway, so you're kind of tethered. So then you're tethered to the Frost Bay as well. So I think it really depends on your use case. Like if you're playing at your desk and like using it like a little desktop replacement, then the Super X could probably do a little better with that. As far as like using it as like a day-to-day like little laptop tablet, like I think the Z13 has the advantage there. Like I used it for a few months and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Um, yeah, like I don't know, like really I don't think you can go wrong with either one. The price I think is like fairly comparable between the two. Like
I guess if you buy a new one, yeah,
yeah.
okay. Like if you're looking to buy new or if you got it on sale, like that's going to be kind of a deciding factor. Like for me, I picked up my first I say my first because I've had two Z13s right now, but I had one on Amazon used as like a deal for that. I also picked one up on Marketplace to upgrade to the 64. But with those price points, like if I was to go to a Super X from what I paid for now, I would be paying for the same spec uh $800 more to get
Okay.
OLED and the mini SSD
Is it that
spot.
much more?
Louder speakers. I didn't mention the speakers, but the speakers are louder. I like
Yeah.
the speakers better on the Super X than the Z13. That's a win for me on that. Because I played the taiko drums on my island in the
Yeah, good old
kitchen with
taiko
the
drums.
with the Z13, and it's like so loud on the drums that I can't hear it. So then I have to put like wired headphones, not wireless, because you're playing a rhythm game, so you don't want the latency. But with the Super X, it's loud enough that I could still hear. You could still hear the
Yeah, you hear
music off
enough.
of it. Yeah, you could hear enough off of it. So like the speakers are better on the Super X. But for $800 for me to like Canadian, not American, because that's a big difference. Um, it's not
So
worth it for me to upgrade to that, even though I have the Apex and the Frostbay, and I could interchange the two.
yeah, 800 Canadian pesos, like that's a big jump, you know.
It's a big jump. But that's
Big
used,
jump, yeah.
right? If you're buying brand new, if I was buying brand new and I did not have an option for a used one, I'd probably go with the
Yeah.
Super X because I could utilize that Frostbay for both devices. But again, I have the
Mhm.
Apex, so like, do I need to upgrade it for my?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think like out of the two, like I know we're not here talking about the Apex, but like again, we're handheld simps. Like
that's right.
just got to go back to it every time. Like yeah, that's what I chose because I was gonna get the Super X, and then the Apex got announced, and like it
You
wasn't
flip
really even a second
immediately.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to.
you have to. Then
Yeah,
everyone's like, no, no, let's not get the Apex. Let's go back to the Super X because like everybody who was excited about the Super X, all of a sudden the Apex gets announced. It's like the Super X has been completely pushed off to the side, and then now we have the Apex coming in, and then now the Super X is coming back. Like now the conversation is back on to the Super X and then the Super V, which is coming soon. Um,
kind of reminds me of that little Simpsons meme that I was showing you, like with the sheep. All of a sudden, like you get that the Apex, get out of the way, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
move out of the way. You know what? But it's a great device. Like it is a really beautiful screen, and a lot of people will pay that extra for the OLED, or you don't pay the extra because you're buying it first. And if you want that OLED, like, and the prices are comparable at the point, then you know what you're
yeah,
getting, are a better idea of what you're getting with the Super X now.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, both solid options though. I don't know, like for myself, what I'd pick. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's actually tough. Like, I really liked my Z13, and I keep
Mm-hmm.
trying to say my Z13. It wasn't mine. It was a loaner. But I
You
figure if I
wanted
say
it
it
to be
enough,
yours.
I
Yeah,
really wanted it to be mine. Yeah,
yeah. You're putting that out in the world.
yeah. So if anyone's watching this and they want to send me a Z13,
Yeah.
I'm open.
But you'll also take a Super X, which you
Yeah,
will next week. I will send that over to you, and you'll get to have a go with
get
this
to try it
thing.
out. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, not that you didn't get to try it out at CES, but it's a different experience once you actually get to
Yeah,
like
having it
play
at
with
home,
it.
like, can have
Yeah,
it in the studio and like get some better shots and actually test it out.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But again, like it is a great device, and the Z13 is
Yeah,
also a great device, and it's really just comes down to which features you want more. Like if you want to be able to expand your drive more, you're going to be able to do more of that with the Super X. You might pay a little bit more for those buy-win cards because they're very expensive and
yeah,
hard to find now. But
yeah.
it's an option if you don't want to take apart your
Mhm.
device. If you do want to take it apart, you can upgrade to that 2280.
Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. Like, I would probably like. I truly don't have an answer here.
It's tough.
Like I really like. So if I was using it as a laptop and like mostly doing that, like editing and different things, like they're both good for it. But I think like
hmm
I don't know. But is that worth like I don't know?
It depends what price you could get it for, honestly. Like, it
Yeah,
almost comes down to, like, what price you can get it for, and then what that works out to of, like, the pros and cons that you want with the
yeah.
device.
I don't have an answer here. Like
I know, it's tough.
normally I'm like I have something, but like
Mhm,
I don't know. It's my exact scenario. I may get the Super X because I already ordered the Frostbay.
mhm.
So that lowers that cost because I got the Apex with it. Um, let's go with that. It's very close
Yeah,
though.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is close. I mean,
it's really
and again,
situational.
if I was
Yeah,
buying the Z13 brand new, I would've just got the Super X because I can use the
yeah,
Frostbay with both of
yeah,
them. That's from the
yeah,
situation, but it's all case by case and what you're looking for. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure that you let us know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Go check out OK's Gamers. Hit subscribe over there too. Actually, you can just subscribe here because there's the collab button. It's a great feature from YouTube. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being on,
yeah. No
and
problem.
take care till the next
All
one.
right. See you guys.